Mike, a different start of the season with a League Cup. Is that something that you think is a good idea?
Yeah. Look, to be honest, I'd much rather be playing this game tomorrow than the friendly we had booked in. So, yeah, it is a good idea. Whether or not they carry this, on going forward, it, remains to be seen. But for me, yeah, especially because of the time. If it was a Stevenage away or a Colchester away, I might be saying something different, Rob.
Yeah, fair enough. And it is a great game for you, isn't it? Because I know you get on well with Steve Cooper, but it's a shame the fans won't be there, obviously.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Obviously, he's a top lad. I've known him a long time. He's a very, very good coach, and now he's gone and excelled as a manager because the job he'd done last season, I thought was exceptional. They had a lot of big players leave. They had to trim costs left, right, and centre. He blooded the youth, and for them to get to the playoffs was a fantastic achievement. And I know people get carried away. They were a Premier League team. They should be aiming for that, but there's been a big turnaround at that club. And in all honesty, I think he was the right man to turn it around.
Is the absence of people like Ben Cabango, Connor Roberts, one or two on under 21 duty, Liam Cullen, is that an opportunity for you, would you say?
No. Have you just seen who they've signed? They brought in Corey Smith, for example, Bristol City, or I've seen a lot of very good player. They just signed Lowe from Wigan, who scored midweek against Forest Green. Look, they've got a lot of good players. It's going to be difficult, but as always, Rob, I'm sure we will hopefully give them a game.
We've all been there at Rodney Parade on some great cup nights and cup occasions, FA Cup and League Cup as well. Can your players still get that spirit going without the crowd behind them?
They'll have to, because they're gonna have to be used to it for the next 6 to 8 weeks, I think. So I'm sure they will. They know it's being put out on iFollow. So there might not be anybody in the stand, or the stadium, but there's going to be a lot of people watching them. So it's a good chance for them. I'm not decided on the team yet. I need to look at who will need games, who hasn't played, or who has played more minutes. So we're not, we've got a rough idea, but I'm sure me and Wayne will go through it, later on, and even tomorrow morning.
And difficult times for all, particularly lower division clubs, because the inactivity. You first came back since Carlisle in March. Are you happy with what you've been able to do in the summer? I'm
getting there, I'll be honest. Hopefully looking to add a few more over the next few days. I've managed to move a few on to make room for that. Felt a bit like Harry Redknapp wheeling and dealing this transfer window, because it has been difficult. Nobody knows the full extent of or how long it's going to keep going on for. So we've had to be very very mindful and careful. What the club we put in a new medical team, so all the players have been having scans. Really professional. So it eliminates any risk signings, so to speak, because they won't be signed to the football club unless they've fully passed the medical, which is what a lot of clubs do. But we're doing it now, and that's only a step in the right direction, I think.
But there were fears, weren't there? Not Buck County particularly, but that some lower division clubs might not come back after the COVID lockdown.
Yeah, like I said, there's been a lot of panic, I think. There was the uncertainty over when the season was going to start, whether there's going to be money coming down from the Premier League, how long would be behind closed doors, what's the procedure about selling season tickets, etc. So there's been a lot of uncertainty. And, obviously you touched on it earlier on. It's going to be a massive loss to us having no fans in there because, especially the big games and the atmosphere. The atmosphere at Rodney Parade is usually very good. There's 99% of the fans who always get behind us. Obviously, you get the odd few who are never happy, win, lose or draw. But that's part and parcel of football. I'm sure they just come out to get away from the wives.
Or husbands.
Or husbands, yeah.
Yeah. Just about last night, I know you're impressed by the Wales performance, but Ben Cabango was on Newport County's academy books, made his full debut last night, just for a minute, but a massive occasion for him. Tell me about him.
I'm immensely proud of Ben. He's a great kid. I brought him through when I was the academy manager here. I brought him through to the under-18s when he was 14. Looking back on it, it's probably a bad idea because he obviously done well and Swansea snapped him up, took him because of our category status. We wasn't able to get a fee or anything for him. So he went to Swansea, which is disappointing, but obviously we know that he was talented and he's just kicked on and he looks like a man now, which is great for him. And I know he's doing really well down at Swansea. So I've spoken to Steve a lot. And now he's got his international call-up, which is a massive, massive achievement for any player.
So he wasn't one that got away?
Well, no, he wasn't one that got away. He was pinched. I'll say that. He was... he was scouted and obviously Swansea liked him and they've developed him now further and that's what happens.
Yeah, but it's another Welsh player, and as you say, you're really proud of him and he looks like he's got a good future ahead of him. Yeah,
he's level-headed, he's improving all the time. He's still young and I think he's at the right club where he will be given an opportunity to play. So yeah, it's all going in the right direction, but he needs to keep his head down, keep working hard, and keep trying to improve, which I'm sure he will do.
Well, I'll try and make sure Steve Cooper brings a few bob with him tomorrow. He can give you the money they owe you, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Listen, it wasn't Steve. Otherwise, he'd be having a warm beer tomorrow, not a cold one.
All the best.
Cheers, Rob.
Hi, Mike. Just a couple of questions from me. I think you've spoken about it in the past, but the money that the club has earned in the last couple of years from FA Cup games and all the great results you've had, how vital has that been to the club just during this period of huge uncertainty?
Well, let's not dress it up. It's kept the club going. It's as simple as that. That's how important it is. It's we haven't got a big sugar daddy. Those FA Cup runs are absolutely vital in keeping this club going. And I'm very proud that myself and the team were able to do that and be a part in keeping the club going.
Yeah. And obviously, it's maybe not quite the same competition tomorrow, but still a chance for you guys to make a statement even before the regular season has started.
Yeah, like I said, it's it's going to be tough. Swansea have been together, recently with the playoffs, etc. So we're probably doing a little bit of catch up still, as in terms of getting players in and working as a unit. But we've got them in good shape physically, and we're looking forward to the game tomorrow. Look, it's a free hit for us. They're a top 6 championship team, and we're looking to make it an uncomfortable day for them.
Yeah, and just the last question, there's a lot of clubs in League Two that have had severe issues as a result of the coronavirus thing. How do you think that's going to affect the league when it starts? Do you think it might make it a bit more unpredictable or not? How do you see that sort of panning out?
Yeah, you look at it on the flip side though, there's a lot of, there's quite a few teams spending a lot of money. The minute we get into a bidding war with anybody, we're not going to win. It's as simple as that. Yes, there are one or two teams worse off than us, but we can only concentrate on ourselves. I'll give you an example. You know, we played against Hereford, and I literally drove Liam Shepherd to the offices because he had another club after him. So I made sure he signed before he could even speak to him.
So you kidnapped him and made sure he come to the county?
Yeah, he must have been fed up with me because I must have rang him 15 times on the way back from Hereford. I made sure he was there. I rang Ben Lucy to make sure the paperwork was done, and I literally matched him.
And you said you've been...
You know what I mean? Because the minute the other team spoke to him, I know they would have offered more. I'm not saying Liam would have gone because he's not that way inclined, but you never know. If it's too good to turn down, then we've just lost a very good player. Yeah,
and just last question. You said you've been wheeling and dealing. Are you generally happy with what you've been able to do?
Yeah, obviously the players that we brought in and are looking to bring in. It's been a good turnaround. There's a few gone out that wasn't in my plans. I needed a fresh start, and we've done very well managing to move them on to bring in the funds to bring others in. We need to score more goals, and that's something I've looked at. So it's hopefully it comes off.
Great. Thanks for your time. Catch you tomorrow.
Cheers, Al.